What?
Sweet.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
So let's go ahead and get started here. We have our first submission here. It's actually from Subversive. This track is called Dissolution. Looks like it's a dubstep track. Let's go ahead and see what he's got for us.
For change through the rave culture, through the building of community, through the music and the dissolution of boundaries.
Okay, okay. All right, I like that tune, man. That was really cool. A lot of interesting sounds in there, a lot of cool ear candy. Um, the kick was not there for me though. I think that needed to knock a little harder for me. I felt a lot of the like low ends and actually in some pieces I felt like the low ends were conflicting a little bit. Damon, Jeremy, help me out here. What would you guys think?
Um, yeah, I think it was good. I think you did what you were trying to do pretty well. Like you're trying to like build that soundscape, that feeling. I would have liked to hear a little more development, like some polyrhythms, like another pluck lead come in here and there. I don't really want to give too much feedback on an already released song, but that's kind of what I heard. I would like to hear it kind of go somewhere a little more melodic elements, that sort of thing.
I did not realize this was already released. Yeah, I don't want you to get in your head about it too much. Just carry these notes to the next track that we give you.
Totally.
Damon, you got something?
Yeah, I was having audio issues. I'm actually good now. I missed fucking most of it. All right.
Gotcha. Okay, so Damon didn't get that first track really in. I will send that to him, Subversive, so that you can that he can get a feel for it. But we'll go ahead and move on to the next track. Again, we don't want you to get in your head too much about this, man. It's one of those things where already released music is fine for feedback here. But I'm more gonna give you the kind of like positive notes rather than negative ones, just because you can't really do nothing much about it once it's pressed, as I like to say. So yeah, good job though, man. Nice talk.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and move along. Here. Vacult, who we got?
We got the boy Indigo.
Indigo. Oh man. All right. I love Indigo. I used to not tear him up, but I used to go after his drums a lot on his tracks, and he used to, take it to heart, get in the studio, and now he just gets these nasty tracks in. I'm excited to hear what he's got for us here on the Groove Tender, man. Let's go for it.
That's a sick name, the Groove Tender. Here for it.
Yeah, right. I like that.
All right, let's get it going. I mean, he never misses. So good.
Yeah, man. No, you're absolutely correct right there. Jeremy hit the nail on the head on Never Misses. That sound design is crazy. So into all of the groovy sounds. I was really dancing the whole time. I maybe would have liked that kick to have a little bit more low end and been maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
nitpicky. I just feel like on a bigger stage, that might go over a little bit better. But still, track as a whole, fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. No, it's sick. My main feedback was like nitpicky stuff. I feel like a vocal will be good on this, and that might solve one of the issues of the intro just kind of being long and kind of dragging on.
Yep. Exactly what I was gonna say, Jeremy.
Yeah, and then in the drops, I would work on adding some like little pitch bends in the beginning and the ends of like some of these basses to make them feel like they're coming alive a bit more. They're kind of a bit static. They kind of just like they just happen. So you just do like really fast little pitch bends, like swoop in and then right at the end kind of swoop out, or like swoop into each other. It just makes the basses kind of come alive. That's about it for me.
Anything else to add to that, Damon?
No, that's the exact same feedback I had as far as a vocal. Everything sounded really good here in the studio. Honestly, I thought the kick was loud enough. Snare was snappy. Everything was really in its place, and the only thing it was missing was a vocal.
Yeah, maybe just that thing to really hook you in to maybe listen to it again if you're, I know I'm one of those people when something really gets me going, I run that back. So yeah, definitely good notes, boys. I really appreciate you guys helping our guy out on that.
I would add to it too. I think on some of those basses, automating some spatial effects, like some reverbs and like some ping pong delays to kind of make those basses feel like they're like swarming around you instead of being more down the middle. Just kind of like ear candy stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, fair. Good points.
All right, on to the next. We got Hardcase Dip.
Yeah, Hardcase is a really interesting artist, man. I've seen him kind of go all over the place genre-wise, so I'm interested to see what he's giving us here.
Looks like Damon is not with us. There he is. All right.
He's back. He's back.
I was always here.
He would never leave you, Jeremy.
I needed to pick my nose. I just didn't want everyone to see, okay?
Oh, damn. All right. Next time, send a video.
Send pics. Send pics or it didn't happen, dude.
All right. Let's get her going. Dip. Hardcase.
Dip, dip, dip. We dip, dip, ice lips, hard hip, body dip, 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 dip. We dip, dip, ice lips, hard hip, body dip, 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 dip. We dip, 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 dip. Don't stop. Dip, dip, dip. We dip, 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 dip. Ice lips, hard hip, girl, boy, body this line is we dip, dip, dip. Don't stop. Dip, dip, dip. We dip, 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 dip. Ice lips, hard hip, girl, boy, body this line is we dip, dip, dip. Don't stop. Dip, dip. We dip, girl, dip, 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 dip. Ice lips, hard hip, girl, boy, body this line is we dip, dip, dip. Don't stop. Dip, dip, dip. We dip, girl, dip, 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 dip. Ice lips, hard hip, girl, boy, body this line is we dip, dip, dip. Don't stop. 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 Dip, dip, dip. We dip. Dip, 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 dip. Ice lips, hard hip, girl, boy,
Sick. Hell yeah.
Somebody in the
Also
chat
the
did not
womb
just
broom.
say you got a womb broom.
I haven't heard that one before. That one's pretty good. God damn it, man.
I'm fucking dead, dude. I'm sorry.
Sweeping the nation, you know?
Yeah. Yo, cool tune, hard case. A couple things for me. One was I felt like you overused the vocal a little bit. At least in the way that you used it. I think there's ways for you to be a little bit more clever, maybe transposing like so like let's do you know, and you can like walk down like the transposition like that maybe and chop it and keep me interested because by the end of it I was like, yeah, I get it, you dip, all right, we want to dip, let's dip, you know. That was one thing, and I also feel like your second build section there, it kind of lost me a little bit. Like I felt like it kind of lulled me across, and then came back in with the energy. Like you know, you got to do something to like kind of keep you know. And I get like you want to like calm it back down, but you still want to keep us like rolling along with the track. You know, and those were my main things, I think. What about you guys?
Damon? Go ahead, Damon. If you have anything.
You
Yeah,
muted.
no, sorry about that. I was trying to get back to my other screen, lost the cursor. But anyways, no, my honestly same thing. My main note is I think you use the dip too much. There was a lot of the song, the elements that I would have liked to hear more isolated for away from that. I think you could really open that track up and lose some of the dip.
Loosen dip.
Do
Yeah.
it.
I have similar feedback, but with the bass between the first and second drop, it was a little too similar for me. I kind of felt like it was just repeated over again. I did hear some variations, but like, I would try to. I think your bass is like a couple different oscillators that are being distorted together. So like, change the harmonic of one of them, put it at like +7 or put an octave +7 on the second drop, just to give like some variation. And then yeah, that breakdown, it just feels like empty. Like it feels like it's missing something. Like there's not really anything carrying me across. It kind of feels like just space instead of like adding to the song.
Right. That's why I said I felt like it kind of lulled me. Like I
Yeah.
went from like okay, yeah, I'm dipping to like okay, yeah, we should dip. I'm
Yeah.
done. You know.
That's really it. Like the bass and the sound design is unreal. So I think it just needs like a little flair.
But dude, good track though. I mean, like this is solid work. You know, on other feedback streams, they'd be telling you fucking fire emoji only. You know, but we're trying to get you to that next level. Hard case. It's sick though. Good shit.
Good stuff. All right. On to the next.
All right. Yeah, man. Let's move on. So we got. Oh yeah. It's our boy Thicky. You know, I feel like every time I hear a track from Thicky, he's improved. You know, so I'm really excited to hear this one. He's been dabbling in some art. This is the genre MILF. So we'll MILF and MILFquake. He's been teasing the track MILFquake for a long time. We'll see if it ever comes to fruition, man. At this point, I think it's just a rumor. But this is Thicky with Morning Haze. I'm gonna have to check that one again at some point because I feel like at the end there, either Jeremy's audio interface was chopping up on us again, or you did something really weird there, drum wise, that threw me off really bad. So like I said, it might have been the audio interface though, because I
Want
don't
me
think
to?
he would have done that.
I can run it
Yeah.
back.
I I was having that same issue, Jordan.
Okay.
Thought
Cool.
it was my internet or something.
No, it's probably that interface, that good old interface of Jeremy's. Just to get feedback on the main part of it that I heard, because that didn't really happen until the end. But I first of all, you're not pushing things as hard, and I think you're doing that a little less every time, and I can actually now kind of like groove with it, because before it was like I was losing the dynamics of it and couldn't really dance to it, and now I feel like I'm dancing a little harder to both your drops, you know. So nice job, kudos there for sure. I felt like you had a lot of nice sub at the beginning that I didn't feel in other parts of the track though. Like I kept like it showed up in like different areas and like kind of disappear on me. I don't. Did you guys feel that at
Yeah,
all?
yeah. Some bases had subs, some didn't. Like some that needed it. It was kind of strange in some spots.
Yeah, I was hearing the same thing.
Yeah, I think strange is a good way to describe it. It was like for a minute I was like, ooh yeah, that was nice. And then for a second I was like, meh. And then I was like, ooh, and then meh. Like I just like kept going through like that
Mm-hmm.
wave. And I think by the end of the song I was kind of just turned off by the fact that I was feeling that way. You know what I mean? Um so I think there's just some things to dial in there a little bit more.
Yeah. Big note for me was in the beginning. The drums there are just they're not really it. Like the snares very buried and pretty weak. That it's really distracting. Um, I know that Jordan said that like you're not pushing as hard, which is definitely true. But I still think that the basses are getting pushed too hard, and like they're all kind of like they're all still pressed up against your nose. They're all like on that same plane. And so I know you like to clip stuff, like clip basses and whatnot, but I would honestly recommend not clipping basses as much and just having like a central clipper on the master and just pushing things into that if you want, or into a limiter that's on like a bass bus but not like the actual master, because everything just has like the same plane. And it's kind of describe, but like just feels like it's on like the same plane of in your face, if that
Like I
makes
said,
sense.
this isn't nearly as like kind of what Jeremy's describing as it usually is.
Yeah.
This is definitely an improvement on that, but for sure, I mean, like, you're still pushing them pretty hard. That's why I would like love to just hear you write a track without like using clippers. Like do everything and then just like ignore the clipper at the end. Just turn it off, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I just like want to hear you bounce the track that way. Like I don't care if it's not that loud. I just like want to hear it that way. I just want to see what you had before pushing it that hard, you know.
Yeah. I would also add like look for like a central groove that you can base the whole song around instead of having like really cool sounds that have their own individual grooves. I noticed the phrasing of the drop, like I can't figure out what like the actual like the bass groove is. Like if there's no repetition in the bass grooves as much. And like house is really good at doing this. If you like listen to house music, usually it's like a one bar groove that's repeated over and over again with a few turnarounds. And mid tempo is kind of the same way, and I would recommend like trying to do something like that instead of like switching the grooves over and over again throughout the drops.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just dialing in the idea, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like you really don't need to hit people with so much ear candy, you know, like you can, we know it. You have good sound design, ideas, and you jump in on those. But like, you don't have to just keep throwing, sounds at us. And like Jeremy said, along with the groove, dialing in just like a kind of a core sound design too. I think would be smart. I mean, like I said, I liked all the sounds. It just
Yeah,
maybe just makes it more cohesive and just a little bit more memorable for the listener, so that they can kind of like hum it or something later. You know what I mean?
totally.
Damon, anything to add? Anything to add to that?
You guys hit the mark on all that.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll head on the next one.
Are we up to Munchkin Cat?
We're up to
Oh
Munchkin Cat.
yeah. Oh, okay. It's the Dochi remix. He did say so. We did an episode of Hotkey Radio. I think about a week ago or so now. That'll be coming out on Monday. and he told me all about this, and I'm pretty excited to hear it. Let's go ahead and run this back here. Let's get started.
Till I switch back, turn a knick-knack, turn a nigga to a nick back, till I switch back, turn a knick-knack, turn a nigga to a nick one. Till I switch back, turn a knick-knack, turn a nigga to a nick back, back. Dirty nigga think he's slick. Back. Count me in. Dirty. Hey, I just feel like. Count me in. Nigga think he slick back till I slip back. Got my lick back, turn a nigga to a knick-knack. I moved on, dropped a couple of songs, and then I went and got signed. Now it's 2021. Nigga think he slick back till I slip back. Got my lick back, turn a nigga to a knick-knack. I moved on, dropped a couple of songs, and then I went and got signed. Now it's 2021. Okay, I just feel like no record this Bible book of that. I'm making so much money, I'm all over the net. I'm moving so fast, no time to process. And no, I'm not in that game, but I'm always on set. Dirty. Hey, I just feel like. Count me in.
Hell yeah.
No,
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
for sure. I feel like the
I
vocals might have been a little bit too on top of the mix.
Yep.
If
100%.
you think if you brought them down a little bit in the mix and then, pushed air and did, a little bit of brightening through EQ or saturation to try to bring it out that way after it's already kind of maybe a little too quiet in the mix, and then bring it out, make it sit a little bit better, do some scooping, some of your synths or side chaining, kind of tuck them in. But right now the track felt just a little quiet underneath.
Yeah, no, totally agree with that. Yeah, that was a note I was gonna have in there, and I also feel like maybe I would have liked it to have a little bit more sub. Maybe that just could be me. I popped on some headphones just so I could tell. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be hard. I need to hear it on a little bigger system that I'm on, maybe to tell for sure. But I also felt like I would have liked to hear some more like maybe rising elements or sweeps, even just simply just to kind of like help me move through some of your sections of the track, because I did feel like you were kind of taking me on a ride there and kind of throwing these got bass hop in there, and I definitely felt like that's an accurate description of the genre of the song. I just, like I said, I just felt like maybe I would have liked to have been moved through the track a little bit more.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree with both of those. I think too, like, I mean, just to start out, like, your drums are amazing. Like the drums
Definitely.
alone will get you like moving, and that's like how I test my songs. Is if I can just solo the drums and get you moving, and like you're already 90% of the way there. So really good job on that. I think the basses just need more sauce. Like they're cool basses, but they're not like wow, and they're so they're trying to take up so much of like the mix and so much of like the attention that the basses need to be like, holy crap, those are really cool. So like I'd saturate them more, try and just get them to be bigger. Adding a sub underneath might help. The drums are pretty choppy, which is cool, and the basses are also pretty choppy. So I would look at adding like a sustain in there somewhere, like a sustain bass, kind of like call and response with the choppier basses. Kind of help branch things across a little better. But overall, it's really good. The
Yeah.
drums are so sick.
Yeah, the drum, with Munchkin Cat, you never have to really worry about his drums,
Yeah.
So I mean, he brings it with that, and I think with the bass, I think we've just heard you be a little heavier and a little bigger with some of your basses, I think. So I think we were kind of like waiting and expecting that, and it just didn't happen. Maybe I don't know. Again, you spoil us with ear candy, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things for sure. If anybody else had brought me this track, I'd probably be just kind of singing praises. But we definitely want this one to be going.
Yeah.
So
Totally good stuff though.
yeah, definitely.
Sweet. On to the next. We got Fancy K.
Okay.
If this is actually V69, I'm so sorry. You got to move on, my guy.
I think he's just having fun with us because he knows it's a sacred. He knows that if you look over Damon's shoulder, you'll see it's a sacred number in our studio, number 69.
Beautiful. Anyway, this is Fancy K. Come with me, demo V69. Let's get to it.
I'll have your head. I'll have your head. All right, come with me. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, come with me. All right, 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 That's good. Very good. Very, very, very good. That's good. Very good. Very, very, very good. Where's the gold?
He said that it's gold. He said that it's gold.
Are you mad? All right, come with me. All right, 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 all right.
All right, Fancy K. There was some good and there was some bad in there. I think at the beginning your focus is in the wrong place. It feels like it kind of feels like you're trying to push that vocal on me, and I like don't want to hear it. I want to hear that ba-da-doo, ba-da-doo, ba-da-doo underneath, you know? And I see how you tried to add the variation on there of it in the second drop, but I think it kind of lessened it, you know? I think if you kept the same tone for the first part, but you just kind of like variated elsewhere, excuse me, on that one, I think just varied it elsewhere. I really think that this song would hit harder. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, that's kind of my main notes for that. And there was a nasty snare in there that I did not like.
Yeah.
It comes in like halfway through the track and then like kind of continues through the end of the track. It feels like somebody just walked in the room with a single snare drum and is just banging that shit in my face just to piss me off. So those are my notes.
Yeah. No, I agree. And my main note was you have the bass, like the main bass. It's kind of the same one throughout the entire song, and you have it like in the intro, you have it in the breakdowns. And it's really hard to make a song with the same bass throughout the entire song because it doesn't really sound new in the drops. So I'd either filter it, change it a little bit. That's in the breakdowns, not have it. Um, yeah, and then overall, I think there's just a lot going on for the entire thing. I was trying to figure out what this song is, like what it's trying to do, and like what it's trying to say. It's got like organs. It's got a old timey vocal in there. It's got a crazy snare, like Jordan said, and I don't think it has a main message direction of what it's really trying to do. So I would kind of try and figure out like the core element of this is and expand upon that instead of going as broad.
Yeah, totally. I think that's what I meant by like your focus was in the wrong place
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning. I did because like I felt like you were trying to get me to listen to something else, but all I really wanted to hear was that "Ba-na-na, ba-na-na," you know. And I think that like we had this conversation on your last. I guess we didn't really talk to you about it. We just kind of talked at you to it, but where we told you to trash that whole song except the last like 30 seconds of it and build around that. I think we're in a similar boat. Build around that really strong sound design of that and melody you got going on, and trash some of those other things that are taking away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Damon, you have anything?
Damon, yeah, Damon got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat. There's a few different snare sections that felt off time and abrupt and too loud, and they were definitely unpleasing to the ear. And then um, I felt a loss of direction as well with different vocal samples. Um, didn't feel like I had a direct theme. Kind of just what Jeremy and Jordan were saying. You need to kind of got to focus in on something, figure out what the direction is, and roll with that. And then
So what would you do, Damon, in this situation? Just because I know, like, in the past when I've struggled, with maybe similar problems
what
in
do
my
you think I'm
songwriting.
gonna say here? What do you think I would do?
Well,
I would do.
I want you to vocalize for me here to the people here. What would you do, my friend?
I would delete. I'm not saying delete the song, but I would delete maybe those vocal samples and get to the core elements of the song, the music, and then maybe find a vocal down the road after you've established a good foundation.
And maybe a true vocal isn't what you need. Maybe
Melody
it's
was
just
awesome.
yeah, that's why I said the melody is fun, dude, and the sound is strong, And I think if you really wrote around that, I think you'd have a strong song here. So it's just something to think about. You're coming along, dude, and I think you're cooking ideas. It's just finding the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Cool.
Well, hey fellas, I got dad duties. I gotta go.
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good, Damon.
Enjoy hanging out with you guys and listening to your tunes. So
Cool.
the
Hey,
next
Damon.
one we'll stay a little bit, still a little later, be able to get through them all for me.
Awesome. Are you able to stay in the Discord? Just don't close your camera because the crops will be off.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Just mute your shit and close and turn off the camera. Sweet.
See ya.
All right, Damon. Later, buddy.
Get rid of the right one here.
All right.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
All right.
Could make it if we tried.
Dr. Phoebe
Just
ain't
the
here,
two
so
of
I'm booting
us.
him to the end.
Oh, Phobe's not here. It's okay,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
Is he gonna come at all?
He told me us to boot him to the end, and then he's gonna rewatch it later. So that way he knows where he's at. He'll just be at the end of the stream.
Okay. He's got 2 tracks. That's why I say. So I mean, oh, you know what? I didn't put his second track in. I didn't put anybody's second track in there.
Yeah.
Actually, that's all in. Yeah.
All right.
My bad, guys. My bad. But in any case, let's go ahead and move on to our guy, Misadventure here.
Let's get to it. Can't click on it. That's so weird.
Oh, there you go. There was a problem playing this track. Hit that old refresh button. There it is.
We changed album covers too.
Oh, dude.
We're in the
I
catacombs
like
now.
that. Catacomb of Dreams,
Not the
dude.
Deftones no more. All right.
Hey, I like it. Let's do it.
Let's go on a misadventure.
Just
Cool.
Dang, dude, I always forget to turn you down. You come in so loud every time.
Not bad. Not bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Cool track, man. I felt like it was a little long for me though. And maybe that's a stylistic thing. But I just felt like you could have cut that down quite a bit, and I still would have enjoyed it maybe more even. And the thing about that is you want people to play this again and again, right? So come up with some kind of radio edit for it, I would say. But otherwise, really strong track. Really cool. A lot of neat sound design that kept me interested, even though it was a long track. That was really my main thing. I just felt like it was really long, and that first intro or end build part. I felt like you could have created more tension, not necessarily energy, just tension, before you dropped us into that drop. But it's hard to say because stylistically, obviously, you were going for something more mellow. So
Yeah, I agree. It was kind of long. I think there are sections that can just honestly be cut. I think he got the point across with a few of these sections, and that goes into that kind of again. And it's just not as necessary. In the intro, that's where you can be like in intros and the breaks. That's where you can be weird with your drums. So I noticed you had like more of a drop kind of kick in there that's meant for drops. You can go like the break beats, get some kicks that have more character, that are a little more interesting to listen to. And I think that'll help bridge those gaps more too. Instead of just having like a kick here, look for like a breakbeat sample and like throw that in. And then the drops, the bass was going pretty much the entire time. Like there wasn't really turnarounds where there was no bass. So I would try and get some negative space in there with the bass, so it'll come in harder. You can do that just by like literally chopping out like a couple beats at the end of a phrase. That's pretty much it. It's pretty cool.
yeah, I thought it was a strong track.
Yeah.
Something I like, and I think that your drums were really strong. I just give people credit when I hear good drums. Something that kept me moving along with the track. And again, even though that it was long, if your drums were not good, you'd have lost me real early in it. But you were able to carry me through. So good job.
Sick tune. Party Goose. Rebels. We got some tech house in here. All right, vibe switch. Let's get to it.
Fire. Start the fire. Start the fire for the rebels of tonight as they join the movement when the beat drops out of sight. Start the fire for the rebels. Start the fire for the rebels. So I start the fire for the rebels of tonight as they join the movement when the beat drops out of sight. So I start the fire for the rebels of tonight as they join the movement when the beat drops out of sight. Break the code, defy the system, cross the line, they never listen, turn it up, no permission, feel the rush of this reposition. Break the code, defy the system, cross the line, they never listen, turn it up, no permission, feel the rush of this reposition. Break the code, defy the system, cross the line, they 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 the code, defy the system, cross the line, they never listen. Beat
I don't know if I love or hate that you ended the song with a build
I
up
was
because
thinking the
now I
same thing.
yeah, because now I'm like total blue balls about it. So I'm just like, do I have to listen to it again or did I hear it enough? You know? Um, to that end, I feel like the bass line gets a little stagnant. Just I feel like not it doesn't evolve enough for me. Like it's a cool bass line, but like you got to do a little something to like keep me engaged with it for as long as you're giving it to me. And then if you're gonna end the song with a build up like that, and you've engaged me more on the bass line, I think I would just play it again maybe because like I said, I got blue balls now. I want to hear it again. I guess you know. I felt like you were about to take me there and you didn't. So that's kind of clever. I enjoy that, and I don't know if I hate it at the same time. So I think you're doing the right thing. I think you want art to elicit that type of like feeling out of people, you know. So, nice job, nice job.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. Kind of on that same note, I think you can honestly just get rid of this first drop here and go straight into this one because this one was just pretty much drums and bass line. That's cool, and the bass line's cool, but it's not enough in my opinion. This one had this like this lead going, so yeah, I would have gone just straight into this and then added another drop that has something evolved, like some type of lead or something going on, because like just drums and bass isn't really it anymore.
You know what though, but in if you wanted to leave this as your extended mix, so that
Mm-hmm.
like in a DJ situation, like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes those like just kick bass only sections are just so great for DJing because I can just loop that for a little bit and start teasing the track in. That's kind of cool. It could be, but I
Mm-hmm.
think Jeremy's right. Like it's not enough if that's what you're trying to like engage us with. If this is gonna be your only version of the track, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and with the intro, like if you, I think this is actually released. Yeah. Um, just for future, if you do like songs where you have like the intro beats with the bass line in there, then the drop itself needs to be different somehow. Because like the average listener doesn't know that, oh, this is the for DJing mixing in, to kind of ignore to then go to the first drop and this is the actual first drop. So if you went this one into this one, then that would make more sense. So, but it's a cool song.
Totally.
The
Totally,
sounds are
yeah.
great. The mixing's pretty good. Like it's just the songwriting.
Yeah, I was gonna say songwriting slash arrangement
Mm-hmm.
could use some work. I really think it's a good song. Otherwise, I think you have some cool sounds. I think you have a good idea of theme. Like, you know, I felt like the vocals went well with the soundscape, and I thought you did a good job there. You
Yeah.
know, overall, it's a cool song. Like, if you sent it to me, I would be like, oh, thank you. This is really cool. And I'd download it. Don't know that I'd play it, but it's for sure something really cool. But I think you're not far away from this being something that I would be like, I have to play this because
Mm-hmm.
this, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It just got me all emotional. So,
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for
Cool
sending it
stuff,
in.
man. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, real quick before we get to Phobies, is there any way to grab a track out of the chat from the stream on Twitch?
Yeah, let me throw this up.
Okay, because sheep over here, sheep, he thought he posted his track somewhere, and if he did, I must have missed it. But he has given it to us there. Oh, it's the
Cool.
Hotkey TV. Look at that.
We got a little cover.
Yeah, man. You know, I actually heard from EJDB a couple of days ago. I should have asked him if we could have put the song on the feedback stream. He sent me a new tune after coming out of the Birdhouse boot camp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so kudos to him. Congrats to EJDB. Hopefully we see him bopping around the Discord a little bit more.
Alrighty, well, I'll let you introduce this because I don't know how to pronounce his name.
So, yeah, this is Afkaship or Afkaship. Not sure exactly how he says it. I've actually had very little interaction with him. I think he's I think he's a new member of our collective, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he's just jumped down to here in the text. He says, "Context: I'm a noob and I don't understand the word genre." Okay,
Fair.
we'll definitely take that with a grain of salt in here, for sure. But let's see what you got, man. Like I said, I'm excited to hear from you. I think this is my first interaction here with you, so let's go ahead and get it in, man.
Is this a single song, about 10 minutes, or is this a mix?
Oh, damn, that says 10 minutes? Yeah, what are we dealing with here, buddy? Is this just like a really long song or is this a single song, 10 minutes? Okay. Forgive us if we hop around a little bit. Jeremy, I'm gonna let you use your discretion in the hop, okay? But take us through the meat and potatoes of this
Sounds
thing.
good. Let's get into it.
Okay.
is some sick ass motherfucker.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, I think we get it. My main feedback is that I think you have like 3 songs in here that you could break up into other songs. Like that, it's pretty cool. I like what you're doing. But yeah, I think you have just a couple songs in here that you could make into a couple songs instead of just one long one.
Yeah, I agreed there totally. I mean, there was one part where it dropped out, I think at like 3 minutes and like 30 seconds, where I was like, okay, yeah, good song. And then I realized there were still 7 minutes left. So yeah, no, I think what would be good for you is just to like, I know you said like you don't really get the whole genre thing right now, and I guess I can kind of see that. However, you know, maybe find an artist that you really vibe with, get a song from them, put it into your DAW, follow their arrangement. You know what I mean? You don't have to copy anything else, honestly, because you kind of have a solid idea of sounds and stuff like that. But really pay attention to the way, when they introduce sounds, timing, composition, how he's getting you through the whole song, right? All those things I think would be important for you to pay attention to.
Yeah. I'm here for long songs, and I know like even I wish I could just make super long songs. It also kind of comes down to like what your goals are too. Like if you want to make tracks that get like hundreds of thousands of streams, you want to do like a bunch of shows and like touring, and that's like your goal, then you're gonna have to like format songs a little bit to fit commercially, and like 10-minute songs really don't. So it's a little bit of give and take in that sense, but it's cool stuff. I really like the synths that you're using. The like arps are really nice. The chord progressions are nice. Yeah, I think you just needs to boil down to like one song or 3 separate songs. All right. Well, do you have any questions about anything? You're always welcome to throw it in the Discord too. We can give you some tips and tricks as they go along. But yeah, thank you for submitting. We're on to our last one, Mr. Phoebe, our guy who's not here but in spirit. This is
Hey, real quick, Vacult, a couple things, dog. You have me cropped weird because like in Discord, I don't look like how I'm looking on the stream. It's like half of me is cut or something.
Yeah.
The other thing too is you forgot to share your screen to me, so I had to listen to the rest of that last tune through my phone.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Crop should be a little better too.
Yeah, that is better. I changed my camera because I thought it was me, but then I realized, oh, it's Jer Bear.
It's just me. All right, let's get on the next one. It's our boy Phoebe. Reload. All right. Pretty sick tune. Big ups to Phoebe.
Yeah, man, definitely sick. I think my main feedback for that is just it was a cool song. It was fun. I could definitely imagine it being in somebody's set, but it kind of felt like a filler track in a set, maybe. I think you maybe need to find maybe like a little melody that you introduce in there that really grips me. I don't know what the element is, you know what I mean? But something that makes me want to like I've heard songs from you where my ears really perk up when I hear it, and I just don't. It didn't feel like they did it here. It kind of felt like a little more typical, which isn't a bad thing, I mean, you got to have tracks like that in your catalog, but yeah, that's just like my own uh ear take from what I usually hear from you. I just hear so much good stuff. So, it just felt like you maybe could have taken it up a notch in compositionally or but subjective, definitely subjective on that one. Good song otherwise.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I kind of agree though. Like I think the percussion can be leveled up a bit. The kick is pretty weak. I think that was kind of a big driver for me. The bass, like the initial bass in the first drop, this guy right here. If you chop that guy a little bit, kind of make a groove out of it, the drop will come in way more groovy. But like just having the sustain be like that right off the bat, it doesn't get you as locked in. Doesn't be like, oh, like cool, there's a groove happening. It'll also make the second drop, having it be more sustained, be even more variation. But
Could you play that part for me one more time as well, Jeremy?
that guy, like if you did like a bum, but a bum, bum, instead of like sustained
Yeah,
all the way through, it'll be
totally.
a lot more groovy.
Yeah, definitely. Because the sustain almost like loses the energy a little
Hmm.
bit there. So no, I totally get you. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I also I like this part right here. I don't know, going from this into this like stopping and then build was just kind of weird. Like I don't think it did the thing that you're trying to do, which is like kind of everything cut and then build back up. It was just kind of like odd. So I'd kind of work on this section right here and see if you can kind of build the
Can
energy in a
you
different way.
Yeah, can you maybe play up to that point though, so I can like and let it drop into that weird drop so I can hear
Mhm.
that one more time? Yeah, see, there was like no like there wasn't like a build to that moment.
Hmm.
Kind of like how our boy ended the track with a build up. That's like kind of what you want to go for here if you're gonna like kill the sound. Like you want to kind of like almost build our energy to that and then let it drop out into that kind of nothing and have like a nice big sub hit that carries you through that moment, and then you can kind of maybe introduce a cool melody or something there that starts to kind of like engage the listener back in where they're like, oh, that's cool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because that happens to me in songs like that totally, where they'll drop it out and then like they'll give me a little ear candy and I'm like, oh, that's fucking sick. And
Hmm.
then all of a sudden they start just coming back in heavy and I love that kind of stuff. So I mean, like I said, I just want you to take it up a notch, I think, in your writing here.
Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty sick. I like this type of stuff. So cool.
Totally. Yeah, no, totally. That was really cool. All right, cool. Well, guys, I don't think we're gonna get to any second tunes tonight. We've been at it for a while. We've had some technical difficulties. I really appreciate everybody sticking with us. You know, uh, Jeremy, is it at all possible to pull up that paste collab whip that we have so far?
Yeah, I can try. Let me see. I'm gonna hide
Yeah,
this.
just to give you, since you guys stuck with us through all these technical difficulties, maybe we can show you guys a little collab that CmdEsc and Vacult are working on. So
Do you want me just to pull up what I sent you guys? I don't have.
either way, yeah, I don't care. I sent you that recent one, but
Yeah, it's on my
we're all good
phone.
whichever.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
matter what it
whichever
is.
version is fine.
Cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, this is a little sneak peek at Make You Drip. It is no longer called Closer to the Sun. That's what we initially called it, but then started using a different version of the vocals, like kind of our different part of it, rather. So it's now Make You Drip. This is Command Escape and Vacult, or better known as Paste.
Let's do it.
Make you sweat, make you drip. Make you sweat, make you drip. Push me higher, get me harder. Push me higher, get me harder. Push me higher, get me harder. Push me higher, get me higher. Push me higher, get me harder. Make you drip, make you like make you sweat, make you drip. Yeah. Make you drip, make you like make you sweat, make you drip. Yeah. Let me have some. Watch me come undone. Push me higher, harder till I'm closer, like watch me come undone. Push me higher, get me harder.
Oh yeah,
With a sneak
everybody.
peek.
So yeah, that's that sneak peek, man. That new fire. So coming to a festival near you. Be ready. I love that song.
Yeah, sick. Coming together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. And as promised, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little promo code. So if you guys head over to our preset pack, which can be found if you head over to in Discord in the announcements channel, I have it there. The link is the very last announcement. Head over to Gumroad. You guys put in the promo code feedback, all capital letters, and you guys will get $5 off of the preset pack. Now, for the base price of the preset pack, you guys will pick up obviously the presets from the four of us that did them. You'll also get the hockey release catalog, which is, it's fire. It's got tracks from us, tracks from Vacult, from Shroomy, from Thicky, from a couple other guys, B Rio, Palisades, just to mention a few. So definitely make sure you cop the preset pack. If you choose to get an add-on, we have Vacult's discography. We also have Munchkin Cats and ours available. There is a super bundle that includes all of those, and that promo code should be good for all the different versions of the preset pack. So let us know. Please tag us in videos and send us the tracks that you make with the preset pack. We really want to hear them. We are super excited for everybody to hear these. We put a lot of effort and a lot of time into it. So code does work on the $30 one. Yep, I do see that. Okay, cool, man. Looks like everybody's heading over there. So yeah, no, I love that, guys. Thank you so much. We just dropped a track again with Freezing Records last week. It's been going really well. Please pick that up on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you guys listen to music. Vacult's Detonator came out on Hotkey Collective last month. Be sure to pick that up if you guys haven't. And stay on the lookout for us. Jeremy, where can people find you, man? Let us know anything coming up or your socials and where we can find you and get us out of here.
Yeah, you can find me on every platform at Vacult Music, distributing a song to be released the end of June. So you'll be seeing that coming.
End of June. Okay. All right. All right.
For, so.
Hey man, we all want that new Vacult heat, and Yeah, Les Lethal got named in a up and coming producer thing, or like a producer you need to know about list. And I was there in the comments of that video. Les is my boy, don't get me wrong, but I was in the comments like, "You're sleeping on Vacult. You need Vacult because you're sleeping on him." Because yeah, I'm telling you guys, this man will be famous, and you want to be there to say we were here at the beginning. So,
Let's hope. I need to
oh
bet
man,
money.
no hope.
So
We know it's coming, buddy. It's coming. So thank you all so much, guys. Pick up that preset pack. Make sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. This will be available for playback at the end of the weekend. That promo code's only going to be good till Monday. Don't give it out to anybody else. I didn't stay through the stream. That's a perk for you guys. And we're out of here, guys. Appreciate you. You guys have a good
thanks,
night.
yo.